The Citrus Golf Trail of South Central Florida. One of the few places in America you might be tempted to pick up a snack along the way. Wouldn't be hard to do. Plenty of orange groves and plenty of golf. Highlands County, right in the middle of this little golf paradise, 13 Sebring area golf courses, and they're all circulated around the cities of Sebring, Avon Park, and Lake Placid. On this newest episode of The Traveling Golfer, we'll bring you this little hidden gem of American golf. Come ride along with us on the Citrus Golf Trail in Florida.
This lager comes from a place that's been brewing beer for longer than anyone else in America, where men and women have crafted amber gold in the caves below since before refrigeration. It comes from Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and brings with it all the know-how that doing a thing well for nearly 200 years affords. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned.
Joe Stafiri, PGA professional, general manager at Pinecrest Golf Club, a native of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
You're a long way from Lancaster.
I am.
The Donald Ross gem of the Sebring area.
Yep.
And you can see it when you're out here.
Yeah, it's a Donald Ross design, 1926.
And there's been some great history here and great history involving professional golf.
Yeah, the first ever televised professional event was here in 1959. It was covered by NBC. It was the World Championship of Golf. So that's quite an honor to have the first ever televised event.
Little match play thing, and there was obviously a series of them on NBC, and but it was also part of some professional golf played, the Hague and Hague tournament. Tell me about that.
Hague and Hague tournament was just like a Scotch event, men and women. And back then they were playing for a $25,000 purse back in the early 60s, which was a big purse for back in the 60s. And they played here at Pinecrest as well as Harder Hall, which is located down in Sebring. A lot of great history with those events. That's where Arnie played, and a lot of the big names came and played in that event. Sam Snead.
So tell us a little bit about the golf course. Obviously, it winds through the orange groves.
Yep, it's kind of unspoiled, and people like coming here because there's not a lot of houses on the property, on the that border the golf course. Hasn't changed in all these years.
Now, none of those really drastic Donald Ross greens where you had the turtle backs, but you do have some slope where if you're above the pin, it might be a little bit trouble.
I mean, anybody that plays here is definitely going to know that, you can sense that it was a Donald Ross. And through the years, you have to make some changes. We now have TifEagle greens.
TifEagle really is the right grass for
it is.
Down here, a climate like this is heat resistant, but yet they roll smooth. I looked at this.
Yeah, we're really thrilled with them. It was something that we wanted to do for many years, and we finally found a way to do it. It's just another step for us to, just keep making the place better and moving forward.
So with the name back then being Pinecrest Lakes, does the lake come into play at all?
There's actually 3 lakes that border part of the golf course. It doesn't really come into play too much.
Just get to look at them.
That's right. It's
that's
more
the
of
best kind of lakes. You can't lose a ball there, but you get to look at them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pin you down. I know they hate this one all the time. Your favorite hole in the course?
I like 14. I think 14 is a great hole. It's a par 4 on the back 9. It's got the road that borders the left side. A lot of people don't like it because you can actually hit the green, and if you're not careful, it can actually go out of bounds.
The road hole.
If you get it going left. It's our version of the road hole. That's right. Yep.
A little bit of Scotland.
Yep. You'll love the Donald Ross feel here. The strength of this golf course by far is the approach shots that you have into these greens. The way they set up, the pin positions that we can offer, is quite a challenge. But you'll enjoy the Donald Ross challenge here at Pinecrest.
Sun and Lake Golf Club, 36 holes. Andy Kessling, head golf professional. Busy place here. I've been here on some days when it's really busy.
It is very busy. We do probably about 75,000 plus rounds a year here.
More than 300 members, but it's a semi-private club that's also open to guest play.
Yes, sir.
And it's owned municipally. A mix of all things. It really is a social center of this entire community.
Probably right at 50% of our membership, maybe a little bit more, are snowbirds that come down during the season and then head back home. But we start picking up more and more outside play and hotel play from In on the Lakes, you know, our nicest hotel in the area. They do a lot of golf packages, bring a lot of people here.
2 courses. At one point, it was an 18-hole facility, with Deer Run being the first golf course, and this goes back to the 70s.
At that point in time, a lot of our members came here on golf packages, staying in the villas that are built over here. Toughest track in the town, a lot of character to the golf course. It's pretty wide open, you can hit it, you know, it's pretty friendly off the tee, but with the greens, they're somewhat smaller, and then they're somewhat perched up and everything falls off from the greens there.
The original course designed by Don Dyer.
Yes, yes.
But when you expanded the clubhouse, changed drainage things, they needed a bigger lake, had to rebuild the whole 18th hole, brought in none other than our good friend Ron Garl, and he built this entire green complex here that's spectacular.
That used to be our number 9th hole. We wanted to make it a signature hole, so to speak. So you finish on the island green 18th. We use that as a marketing pitch all the time.
2 different golf courses, slightly different styles. For those who want to be challenged, the Deer Run course is the one. For those who want a little bit of a respite, Turtle Run?
Yeah, Turtle Run is a good golf course to get out there, have some fun.
A second course means a second different feel on the greens.
Yes.
I know on Deer Run, you have one particular grass, even though it's new.
We do. On Deer Run, we've got Champion Bermuda, and on Turtle Run, we have Mini Verde, which are very similar Bermuda grasses.
Both hybrids, both roll well without that graininess of the old Bermuda. So when you come to Sun and Lake, you're going to see 2 different golf courses, but both in the typical Florida style.
Yes, sir.
But there's one thing that's a little bit different, especially in high season.
You know, you go to the coast in season, you're paying anywhere from $100 to $200. Come to Central Florida, you get the same conditions as you would at a prestigious golf course on either course, but it's much more affordable. Our public rate this past season was $56 plus tax, includes a golf cart. I mean, you can't beat that.
The Island Green. Well, not quite the Island Green at TPC Sawgrass up by Jacksonville. We'll be playing the hole from just about the same distance as TPC Sawgrass, around 134 yards. And I'm going to take it on right now with Andy Kessling, head professional. Birdie. Thank you, Ron Garl, for designing a perfect golf hole.
Exotics fairway woods are legendary in their class for distance dominance, and a new material advantage takes the new EX10 fairways to new heights in design innovation. The EX10 features a re-engineered wraparound cup face design from an advanced Japanese high-strength steel. The cup face is triple forged into shape. This new face design also features variable face technology for massive distance, even on off-center impact. The sole speed channel near the face increases the rebound effect on shots struck lower on the face and expands into 4 air channels on the sole for faster club speed from the fairway or the rough. The redesigned slipstream sole is lower to the ground to improve leading edge contact with the turf, reducing shots hit thin. This new thinner forged face saves weight that is shifted to the rear sole in the form of a 10-gram screw. The new, more sloping crown improves aerodynamics and also shifts weight lower in the rear of the sole. Exotics EX10, a material advantage.
Our tour of the Sebring area brings us to Highlands Ridge. That's the golf course community, north and south course. We're talking about a ridge that extends like a spine all the way down and bringing us to
Avon Park.
There you go, Avon Park, part of this area, but that's why you see so much elevation change, especially here at Highlands Ridge.
There are some high points here, and it definitely has got some rolling terrain. It's not flat.
We have two golf courses. The north course,
Opened in 2002.
and then of course the south course.
Steve Smyers, that opened into really 1990. So one's a little bit different. The south course is really designed around a natural preserve. They got quite a bit of water. It plays about 6,300, 6,400 yards. Good test of golf, 6 sets of tees, champion Bermuda greens, but it's a shot maker's course. The north course was really designed after a course in New Zealand, Quarry Cliffs. That was ranked as the #1 new international golf course in 2001. And this one was actually designed a lot after that. And when you get here, it's the last thing you expect to find in Avon Park. You're going to have some up terrain, down terrain. It's going to require some shot making from some different lies. You're going to have some side hill lies. And the greens, we have Tiff Eagle greens here, some of the fastest in the area. They run around 11 and 12, and they're very spacious, very large greens. All the greens here are probably 8,000 to 10,000 square feet. So you're going to have to play smart shots. Bump and runs are definitely going to be something that you'll be using a lot of here. Play 7,141 yards from the back tees, and believe me, it's a very difficult test from back there. 5 sets of tees, so it really encompasses all levels of play.
Our viewers were to come out to Highlands Ridge for a day, they're going to get 2 very different experiences right on the same property.
Absolutely.
This 36-hole complex, a golf course community,
Correct.
but semi-private. You have memberships,
Right. We do allow the public to play.
so it's
yeah.
sort of the best of both worlds.
We'd like to think so.
And again, sort of the characteristic of this entire Sebring area is that affordability is still the quotient.
Well, one of the things about the whole area here is that we have some very nice golf courses that are very reasonable. Even in the wintertime, you can come here and doesn't charge. We don't charge our maximum rates $55 during the winter season, and most of the clubs in the area are that or a little less. So it's very affordable. Very nice golf courses, very well maintained, and they're pretty easy to get to. So it makes it a real plus living in the area.
Placid Lakes is a wildlife lover's dream. Trip around this golf course, golfers will see all kinds of wildlife. Herons, egrets, sandhill cranes, and of course, alligators. Oh, and by the way, the undulating green complexes, they're pretty interesting too. River Greens Golf Course is one of the most playable and enjoyable golf courses in the entire Highlands County. It even has its own little Amen Corner, holes 7, 8, and 9, right around Lake Tina, and then you'll have lake views of some of the other water in the area. But more than anything else, you're going to find one of the better conditioned golf courses in all of the Sebring area. Sebring International Raceway, home of the 12 Hours of Sebring and the birthplace of American endurance racing. Each March, hundreds of thousands of race fans flock to this track to see the greatest drivers and the fastest cars take on this 12 hours of excitement. Just going for a little spin Be right back. Okay, that was exhilarating. Chicane's, the restaurant inside the Inn on the Lakes, auto memorabilia everywhere, even down to the footrests at the bar. They're made out of race car springs. Phil Hatfield, the owner, the guy who puts together the golf packages, his wife Christine's the one who decorates, thankfully.
Been thankful to have been so successful the last 25 years, and we're in the midst of a big renovation process. The hotel's pretty much done, all the rooms, and brand new suites, which I think you stayed in one. You can vouch for how that feels.
They're beautiful. The restaurant itself, Chicane's, named after a racing term, sort of a turn in a racetrack.
Right.
And then, of course, all the memorabilia here. But the real story of Chicane's is this is one of the culinary hotspots of Central Florida.
This is a place here in town that people really love to come to. A lot of my golf groups actually come into the bar. One of my little side things I do for some of the groups, and most of the groups now, but I do what they call a burger and beer night.
Now, speaking of the groups, you handle the golf packages, and that's for all of the Sebring area?
Right, we work with about 14 area golf courses. You just give me the days and the dates, the nights, and what time you want to play golf, and we package it all up, and you bring your group of 2 people or 100 people, anything in between, and we'll make it happen.
And that'll include the room?
Includes the room, includes the golf, includes a fresh breakfast each morning.
One-stop shopping right here at Inn on the Lakes and Chicane's Restaurant. Phil and Christine Hatfield, they have the welcome sign out for all of you traveling golfers. Casey Hart, marketing consultant for Visit Sebring, or more commonly known, the Pied Piper, the one who brings visitors to this citrus golf trail. Good job. We really have had an eye-opening experience in this area because it's a little bit different from what you might see the rest of Florida.
Absolutely. We are, 60 minutes south of Orlando, very centrally located, but we are what Florida used to be.
When you say what Florida used to be, I see the actual town center of the 3 towns in your area: Sebring, Avon Park, Lake Placid, hometown towns.
Quaint, very charming. They each have different character and different assets to them that make them all very unique and very valuable to the Citrus Golf Trail.
You have to start with a place to stay when you come to a destination. The Inn on the Lakes, a beautiful boutique-style hotel.
It really is, centered right here on Little Lake Jackson. Friendliness of the staff, the fact that the owners live here. So quality control is amazing. They do everything to make your stay just exquisite and completely unforgettable.
We visited some of the courses: River Greens, Lake Placid.
River Greens and Placid Lakes are family owned, which makes them very unique within themselves. That feeling that you're part of the community when you come here, because these places are so charming and the people are very hospitable. Off the beaten path. This is something different and unique that everyone should try.
Highlands County, an agricultural-based county, the #1 orange producing county in the state of Florida.
The great thing about the Citrus Golf Trail is you really can play golf in an orange grove, which in the spring when the orange blossoms are out, it smells amazing. But we also have attractions that cater to people who want to learn more about the citrus industry, or want those souvenirs, those citrus souvenirs to take home to their family. And one of my all-time favorites is Maxwell Groves, which is an old packing house. It's one of the very few real packing houses still going on in Florida. The orange ice cream, which is made with fresh orange juice, is the best ice cream you will ever have. And the great thing that people love to do is get your orange ice cream, you go out on the front porch, you sit in an orange rocking chair, and you just kind of tune everything out. We have great restaurants. Obviously, Chicane's on the lake. Probably one of the favorites for the locals is Cowpoke's Watering Hole, which used to have a live 14-foot alligator inside the restaurant. They don't anymore, but you do walk in, you see a big stuffed alligator. It really kind of is a throwback to that old-timey Florida. If you don't want to play golf 24 hours a day, we have other things that you can do while you're here. One of the favorites is Sebring kart racing, which is high-speed go-kart racing on a track that actually mimics the Sebring International Raceway. You can race each other, it's fun. They do a podium at the end with the results. We also have some great nature-based attractions. Highlands Hammock State Park is one of the largest and oldest state parks in the entire state of Florida. Absolutely beautiful.
The affordability of the golf courses translates into the packages that people can get, stay and play.
Stay and play packages. We have some of the best. Obviously you have your quality courses that you get to play, but you also get amazing rates. So for example, at Inn on the Lakes, their stay and play packages start at $89, get as low as $89 per person per night. That's based on double occupancy, but that's your room, your golf, and your hot breakfast.
Nothing better at the end of a long, hard day of golf than a good steak. And there's no better place to get one in all of Highlands County than Cowpoke's Watering Hole. We've also come to the end of our show along the Citrus Golf Trail. They've provided all the juice, and now it's time for Cowpoke's to provide the sizzle. Traveling golfer won't be talking anymore. His mouth will be full.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.
Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the Traveling Golfer.